This is Josiah Plays Planescape Torment, Enhanced Edition. Alright, we have encountered Ignis now, in a sense, so I'm going to read the Ignis thing. He looks like he's having a good time, honestly. Also, he got some long fucking toes. What is up with this man's toes? Fingers are normal. His toes, though. There is a burning man. Oh wait, all these are written in the voice of the nameless one. There's a burning man hovering in the air over a grill in the smoldering corpse bar. His skin bubbles and chars, and flames pour from his tormented eyes. Yet his expression is far away, almost as if he were reveling in the flames. What other NPCs have we run into? We'll read about Dabbuses now, since we met Fel. The Dabbus are the servants of the Lady of Pain, the enigmatic ruler of Sigil. They float above the ground and speak in rebuses, symbols strung together to spell out words. They tear down walls and construct streets under the unspoken command of the Lady. There's something about them that strikes you as wrong. And Fel? How does Fel look different from the ordinary Dabbus? Not a whole lot. Fel is a fallen Dabbus, a former servant of the Lady of Pain and one of the few remaining priests of the dead god of portals, Eoskar. He has achieved some renown as a tattoo artist, somehow bringing his pictures to a kind of life. Simply return to Fel with tales of your exploits and he can sketch them on your skin and allow you to draw strength from them. Hey, what is up, Moomba Knight? How you doing? Good to see you, Moomba. What's going on? We've also encountered Githzerai. Githzerai are the long-separated kin of the Githyanki. Where their former brethren are cruel and vicious, the Githzerai are quiet and reserved, burning with a passion that drives them far beyond what most mortals are capable of. They dwell in limbo, the ever-shifting seas of chaos, making their fortress homes impregnable against the attacks of the natives of that plane. They speak in metaphors and legends, and carry themselves with a quiet nobility. Yeah, Githzerai are really cool. They're my favorite D&D race. We've also encountered small thugs now. Thug's armor is pretty badass looking. He looks vicious. In any society, there are going to be people who can't live by the laws society lays down. Maybe they feel downtrodden and oppressed. Maybe they're driven to the streets because they have no other options. Maybe they're just resentful. Whatever the cause, quite a large number of them choose to slip into a life of crime, living by preying off others. Done it yourself. It's talking to me now. I have done it myself. It doesn't mean you like it any better when they're trying to prey on you. Alright, so we've read all the journal updates that are relevant right now. What's going on with me, Fire? Nothing. Nothing really, just playing this game. Just came out, the new Enhanced Edition of Torment. Planescape Torment, which is my favorite game of all time, so I'm really excited to be playing it. I like the Enhanced Edition. It seems like they've made really good improvements. Alright. You see Porphyron. He is still standing grimly on the street, paying no heed to the passers-by. The web of lines on his face are staggered into a series of right angles. This one addresses you, Porphyron. As you speak, the angles in Porphyron's face relax into a series of strange curves. This one would ask, do you have the neck rope of beads that was stolen? Not yet. I'll keep looking, then return. I can't talk to him about anything else right now. Alright, so we're gonna go find Mebeth now. We're gonna go find Mebeth if we can.
Hey, come on in and sleep it off. Have a good one.
Fanboy for Heroes 3 and old RPGs that don't like Blizzard RTS too much. Well, in my experience as a gamer, from all the games I've ever played, I believe that Blizzard as a company does better full CGI cutscenes than any other game company out there. That might not be objectively true, but it's true to me based on my experience. Fred, come to bed. How's it going? Good to see you again. With that awesome name. Welcome back.
All right.
We're just going here to try to find Mebeth. Mebeth, where are you? Are you in this hut? She might be in this hut. Can't remember. There she is. We are now in the midwife's hut. She's a pretty important character. A number of herbs, or herbs if you prefer, are hanging from this rack to dry. A stove made out of some sort of petrified wood.
Done.
Here's the problem with the word herbs, or the word herbs. If you say it one way, Americans will make fun of you. If you say it the other way, British people will make fun of you. Either way, you're getting made fun of. There's no correct way to pronounce it that works for everybody. So I consider that word kind of a trap. Petrified wood stove. That is a weird kind of thing for a stove to be made out of. Petrified wood, I mean, is that fireproof? In before Mebeth burns her fucking house down. Glad to hear it, Fred. What do you think, chat? Do you guys say herb or herb? Silent H or not silent H? Let's take a quick poll of the chat. Moomba's Australian, so he probably says herb. Anybody that's not from America probably says herb. I don't know. British way being Australia? Yeah. Never said any? Haha. Moves at option 2. I don't remember what option 2 was now. I'm terrible at taking polls. I don't even remember which option was which. Games seem to drift away from old school type of cutscenes, and now we render most of it all on game engine in real time. Yeah, well, now that the game engine graphics are getting so good, at least in AAA games, you know, they figure might as well just render it in the game engine because the game engine already looks fucking great. The characters already look good in the game engine. You say mom, I say mum. Silent H. See, that's how I've always said it. I've always said herb, because that's what I was taught was the correct, like, erudite way to say it, right? But then lately I've heard British people making fun of it, and other people, Australians, making fun of it and saying that it's supposed to be said herb. And now I'm just doubting myself. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to keep saying herb. Alright, Mebeth. Let's save the game. Numero ocho. Old Mebeth. This squat old woman looks like she has had all the color bled out of her. Everything from her hair, to her shawl, to her robe. All are shades of gray. Are there 50 of them? Wait, problem is we cannot go realistic in game due to some people cannot tell. I don't know what that means. The only splotches of color on her come from several strange herbs, which are tied to her belt by their stalks. The herbs make a strange swish when she moves like a broom. Greetings. The elderly woman turns and stares at you, and you notice the gray shades blanketing her body extend to her features as well. Her hair is a wispy gray, and her eyes are like chips of granite. She frowns when she sees you.
Who might ye be,
But cool, I being Polish don't care. You'd probably juggle in conversation between silent and non-silent H, because you wouldn't care. Alright, that's fair enough.
Who might ye be,
The name's Adam. Who are you? With a sly cackle, she wags her eyebrows.
Have you not heard of old Mebeth, then? The midwife of the square? Have you not now?
She narrows her eyes and her voice drops.
Well, now you have, for I be Mebeth.
A midwife? What do you do? You don't know what a midwife does, bro?
Updated my journal.
I set bones right, drive the cough out of the sick, yank out squealing stubborn babes, mend cloaks for a rag or two, make cures and herbs and other such.
You make herbs? How does that work? Wow, that's pretty intense. When you just make plants. She squints at you, studying your scars.
Be needed a cure or three, do you then?
Cures?
Aye, you be needing some cures to look at ya. Do you want to buy some, do you?
She glances at the scars covering your body again, then shrugs.
Too late to be asking for them, I think.
Actually, we could use some healing. Ebeth nods.
Very well, then.
She reaches for one of the dried Man, this conversation has really put my pronunciation of herbs to the test. The word herbs just popping up left and right. One of the dried herbs at her belt, snaps it off at the stalk, then grinds it in her calloused palms. Small wisps of dust and pollen rise from her hands. She then mumbles to herself, then blows the dust into the air. You can make herbs with herb mastery. Ah, of course, Nox. Of course. Because herb mastery is the most useful thing a Kai can ever learn, as we know. I'll take a deep breath.
Updated my journal.
The gray pollen swirls around the room, blanketing you and your companions. You breathe deeply, and less than a moment later, you feel strangely refreshed. Thanks, Mebeth. Before I go, I had some other questions for you.
Go on and ask, then.
I have a lot of questions, apparently. But I rest here. She nods.
Of course, child. I have a mess of blankets in the corner that would serve.
Okay, this lady is officially fucking nice. If some scarred berserker-looking dude rolled into my house with a crazy, well-armed Githzerai and a floating skull and was like, yo, can we crash here? I know we just met, but can we crash here? I would not be like, sure, Actually, I might be like, sure, but I'm a weirdo. My point is, a normal person wouldn't be like, sure. That would be fine, thank you. I don't know why I'm resting. I don't need to rest. I just wanted to... Oh yeah, the resting screen is cool. With all the gears and such, and the Lady of Pain. Rested for 8 hours. What time is it now? So it's now 10 p.m. in the game world. Which, as you'll see if I go back out here, there is a day-night cycle in this. See, it's nighttime. It's
I'm
dark,
gone.
you can hear the crickets. There's really crickets in Sigil. There is a day-night cycle. I don't really want it to be nighttime right now, though, so... Now it's 6 a.m. Alright, old Mebeth. Mebeth turns as you enter and gives you a skeptical eye.
Your path leads you back here, does it, child?
Yes, I had some questions for you.
Go on and ask, then.
Do you know someone named Farad? I think she's saying she makes herbs. I think she's saying she has a farm, I believe. Yeah, well, that makes sense, Moomba. If not, then she's some crazy old lady. Yeah, that also makes sense.
Farad? That? Pah!
You watch as Mebeth spits once, twice, 3 times, then follows it by making a semicircle over her heart.
That girl turd! What you be wanting with the likes of him?
I need to find him. Do you know where he is?
He's not in Ragpicker Square, that much I can tell ya. You need to find a way under the square to get to that turd spider.
That what? What did you just call him, Mebeth?
That turd spider's Kip.
She spits again.
Even talking about him leaves a foul taste, it does.
Turd spider. Turd spider. What? Now you are officially making up some creative ass names to call somebody. You know, people use the same old boring words all the time when they want to insult someone. There's only about 4 or 5 words that people use basically to insult people. We should stop using some of those boring, cliched words and start calling people shit like turd spider. What now, turd spider? Just imagine talking shit to somebody and calling them turd spider out of the blue. Do you know how hilarious that would be? Oh, God. Everybody would be like, what did he just say? Alright. Whew. Turd spiders. Good shit. Gollywog. What is Gollywog, Moominite? Under the square? She jabs her finger at the floor.
Aye, he's buried beneath these piles of trash. Him and his boys. And a tough time ye'd have digging him out of his nest.
She shakes her head.
Let be, child.
Need to find him. How do I get down there?
Updated my journal.
Mebeth frowns, then sighs.
Here tell, Farad's got a gate that leads to his nest, somewhere here in the square. It's just a matter of finding it. You might want to ask some of the others, some who travel a bit more than old Mebeth.
See. I had some other questions.
Go on and ask then.
Missing a journal. Do you know where one could be found? Mebeth thinks.
Haven't seen one. If it's in the square, which I doubt since folks don't traffic much with books and the like, it's most likely been sold or stolen. Is it something important to you then? A magic thingy, all glowing and sparkling with magics, eh? So, you may never see it again.
Not. I had some other questions. Oh. It's a racist term? I don't like that. That's not cool. What do you sell here, Mebeth?
I sell rags and herbs and cures and charms and mixes and poultices and all that wash. And herbs.
She shrugs.
Also, if you find a queer item you can't figure out, bring it to Mebeth. No promises, child, but mayhap I can riddle out what it is.
Well, I had some other questions for you. You a witch, Mebeth? It's kind of a rude question. Mebeth scrutinizes you.
I say not as what I am and isn't, but what you be wanting to know so fool bad for that you hound an old woman, barking and sniffing for a juicy bit of gossip?
To learn about magic. Would you teach me? Mebeth laughs.
Ha! I'm no teacher, no schoolmistress all set up to teach like them in the big fest hall. There's others somewhere, I'm sure, that'd spill the dark of it. You'd be wasting your time with old Mebeth, so you would.
Don't agree. I think you'd have a lot to teach. Mebeth looks at you intently.
Oh, hi! Why do you want to learn such things?
Because I need power! I just want to know. Because I may need it to solve the mystery of who I am. After a moment, Mebeth nods.
The art may help, it may not, and you must not rely on it to solve all of your problems.
He sighs.
Child, most like only going to add another chip to your pile of questions.
I understand. Will you teach me?
Ha!
Mebeth shakes her head.
One should make songs rather than make magic. Songs have more beauty. Magic's been made dull, commonplace, soiled by the mob of people that have tromped through it.
He squints at you.
I'll teach you, but first you'll need to do some things for me, you hear?
So basically she's saying, I liked magic when it wasn't cool. She's getting all hipster on us. Magic is totally sold out. Yeah, magic's like so commercial now, you know? Like, it just makes me sick. Now everybody's into it just because they're all a bunch of followers and they just want to be cool, so they do magic. I mean, I was doing magic, like, way back when nobody had even heard of it and shit. That's when it was still pure, you know, before it sold out. Alright, I'm putting a whole lot on Mebeth here. Sarian man, how you doing? Welcome. You would hear more in Australia as insult like jam it up your arse. That's solid. That's got a nice flavorful ring to it. Like what?
My legs aren't good for walking about Sigil, and there's errands I'll have you run. I need you to fetch me some herbs from the market. It's Spireward, easterly and southerly from here, in the hive market. Here's a sample.
She takes a black seed from her coat and flicks it to you. Oh, this black seed.
Updated my journal.
Examining the seed, you twist the black seed in your hand. As you do, you feel a small bite, then a small drop of blood oozes from your thumb. There are tiny barbs on the seed like teeth. Mebeth snorts.
Careful with it. Show it to one of the fruit market merchants at the market. They'll know what herbs ye seek.
Alright, but I had some questions before I leave.
Go on and ask, then.
What do you sell here, Mebeth? Wait, no, we've already asked that. Could I buy some cures from you? So, I could sell some stuff to her, theoretically. These runes and stuff. Oh, she'd buy the Tome of Blood and Ash from me. These items. Okay. I won't buy any of this crap. Aid. She can remove curses. Steal. Oh, I'm not going to try to steal. Terrible at stealing. Identify. She can do that for 100. 100 is a lot. So she sells a whole lot of types of charms. Bandages, needle and thread. We've seen those before. Clot charms. Heart charms. More powerful than the blood and clot charms. It heals a number of wounds instantly, even serious or critical injuries. Furthermore, the user will also gain a rush of energy, removing any fatigue they may be otherwise feeling. Reduces fatigue, gives 27 hit points. Big resistances. But it's very expensive. Blood charms. Like its younger cousin, the Clot Charm, the Blood Charm stimulates the user's blood into clotting and scabbing over existing wounds, healing damage the user may have suffered before consuming the charm. However, while the Blood Charm's initial healing effect is more powerful than the Clot Charm, it has no other lasting effects. So that costs 36, and the Clot Charm costs 60, and only heals 9. Oh, Blood Charms are definitely better then. We learned about... No, I don't think we've learned about Dirty Rat Charms. You dirty rat! Hey, Brad, how's it going? Text TV in the house? If you guys aren't following Text TV, you should get over there and drop a follow on him so that you can see when he's streaming, so that you can watch Text TV. You know he's a legit streamer because he has TV in his name. How am I liking my PS4 Pro? I am liking it. I am liking it. I've played about 30 hours or so of Horizon Zero Dawn, and I love it. It's a great game. I'm kind of getting used to the controller and stuff. It's awesome. Now the Enhanced Edition of Planescape Torment just came out, so I'm playing that. The Rat Tail Charm gives you a bonus to stealth and pickpocket, a penalty to charisma. It's usable only by thieves. This cranium rat-tailed charm is particularly filthy and smells faintly of vomit. The tail is stiff, like a wire, and it can be bent into different shapes. It would almost make a great lockpick, except it is too thick. Cranium rats are very interesting. They're a type of creature. Yeah. Enhanced Edition for Planescape Torment. Just came out. Just came out 2 days ago. It's on Steam and GOG. It's only $20, I think. Or if you already own it on GOG, you get 30% off. So then it's only like $14. Just bought the one for $9.99. Oh man. You should get it for free. That sucks. When this ranked charm is consumed, the user temporarily becomes much stealthier and shiftier. I've always wanted to become shiftier. Like, what? I feel more shifty than usual. Giving them a greater chance of success with hiding in shadows and picking pockets. People viewing the charmed individual will detect something unsavory about him, however, reducing first impressions accordingly. This unsavoriness will last only as long as the charm is in effect, however. What you do is just wait until the Enhanced Edition's on sale, and then when they're selling it for like, you know, just like $10 or $5, and then you get the 30% off on top of that, you should be able to get it super cheap. What's a cranium rat charm? Gives you a bonus to lore skill, intelligence, and detect traps. The body of this cranium rat has been specially prepared. Its insides have been hollowed out and stuffed with various herbs. Man, a lot of herbs being mentioned lately. And shreds of papyrus containing arcane symbols. When the charm is consumed, the user gains a temporarily increase to their reasoning and perception abilities. It feels as if the player is looking through several pairs of eyes and sifting through several minds at once. The sensation is somewhat dizzying for a minute or two, but there are no harmful side effects. Corpse fly charm. We know about because we have one of those, and it's gross. You have to eat it, and then a bunch of flies come out of your mouth. Cockroach charm. This is going to be disgusting. Gives you a big bonus to armor class, and even more stuff versus crushing. Cockroaches are as common on the plains as other scavengers. The shell of this particular dead cockroach has been dotted with paints and faint arcane symbols. The magic contained within the charm is activated when the roach is consumed. Yeah, you gotta eat the fucking roach. That's gross. When swallowed, the recipient temporarily gains the protection of the cockroach. Their skin hardens, taking on the strength of a suit of chainmail armor, and the charmed individual becomes difficult to squash, giving them added protection versus crushing attacks. Yeah, I say herbs, but I think everyone else in the world that's not American says herbs. So I don't really want one of those. Thrice blind charm. What is that thing? Oh, it's 3 cranium rat tails. There's a lot of things being made out of cranium rats. Woven into a small charm. Despite the separation from their owners, however, they still twitch occasionally as if irritated. To use this charm, the caster must select a target within his line of sight. Then, while remaining focused on the target, untie the charm. The target's vision will turn black for several minutes. Several minutes! Rendering them helpless and reducing their combat ability drastically. That sounds powerful. Plus 90. We already know about bone charms. We've got some of them. Knot charm is a new type. That gives you strength. This charm is made from a small piece of hemp knotted into a loop. No matter how much you study it, however, you cannot seem to figure out how the knot was tied. It looks like it has been wrapped around inside and even through itself several times. Ironically, despite the knot's complexity, it comes undone easily when pulled. The person undoing the knot charm temporarily gains a rush of strength, allowing them to do more damage with melee attacks and carry more weight. Thanks for the host, Brad. Really appreciate that. Everybody go check out Text TV. All you gotta do is click on his name in chat, and you can click follow. You ain't even gotta click on a link or anything. You gonna be streaming later? Blood fly charm. Because eating a normal fly wasn't gross enough. This says Abishai. Heals 3 hit points and increases regeneration. How much is this? 300. Blood flies are pests believed to have originated from one of the lower planes. In many ways, they resemble mosquitoes with an insatiable appetite. A cloud of blood flies can suck all the blood from a human body within minutes. Their stingers are capable of penetrating even the skin of fiends. Alright, blood flies sound horrible. Despite their vicious appetite and temperament, blood flies are used by healers to draw forth diseased blood from an individual, or even drain blood from a dead body. On occasion, blood flies are used to siphon off rare types of blood, and are then paralyzed with powders or spells and kept in storage for future use. This particular bloodfly charm seems to hold the blood of a lesser fiend, an Abishai, in its food sac. When this paralyzed fly is consumed... Oh, it's not even dead. You're eating a live blood fly here. The user heals a small amount of damage immediately and also gains the ability to regenerate for a certain period of time. The character is already able to regenerate. The regeneration is increased. That's cool, I guess. Charm of Infinite Recall. It's a blue dot. Oh, wow. Sets your lore skill to 100. So you can identify the shit out of shit. And that thing only costs 120. So you could, if you had a whole bunch of items you wanted to identify, you could eat this and identify all of them. While practicing, some mage students discovered a means to condense and store knowledge into a charm form. This particular charm contains the entire resource library of the famed Charon School of Mages. Unfortunately, the effects of this charm are fleeting, and the user is rendered unintelligible for a short period of time. Effects are temporary and must be used quickly. Okay. So are you gonna stream in a little while, Brad, or what are you doing? Divine Sensor. That costs 2,400. Invokes Raised Dead. When lit, this sensor has the power to entice the soul back of the recently departed. Fortunately, there's only a limited amount of incense left in it. Scroll of Remove Curse. That could be useful. Alright. Well, I'm not going to buy any of that. Well, I can buy as many of these as I want. It's good to know. What I want... Oh, hold on. Let's see if we can take some stuff off and sell it to her. Like, I think I'm gonna sell this charcoal charm. And... this ancient copper earring. I don't think I want to use any of those things. See how much they're worth. Old Mebeth. I'd sell the Dustman charm for 160, the charcoal charm for 200, earring for 160, the bone charm, corpse fly charm, but I'm not going to sell the whispering flasks. Alright, now I have a lot of money. Well, not a lot, but, you know, more. And I want to get some blood charms. All three of those. Hold on, a clot charm costs 6. Okay, bandages cost 6, and they heal you for 3. This costs 6, and it heals you for... and it costs exactly double. Costs 12. Heals you for 6. Buy some needles and thread. Okay. So we're gonna take these. And blood charms. All right. You're gonna be live soon. More PUBG. PUBG. You've been playing a lot of PUBG for a very long time. When are you gonna play something else, bro? That's the real question we have to ask ourselves. The question of the day: when will Brad play something that isn't PUBG? Inquiring minds want to know. Mooba bought Homefront Revolution for you on Steam. You installed it last night? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm interested in checking that out. If you're streaming that, that would be cool. Whispering Flask can go back to him. And I have a lot of general nonsense here. The black barb seed. This tiny black seed has a series of small barbs sprouting from its surface. Of course it does. Useless shit. Rags and leather straps and crap. Note. Little inventory management is always fun. Broken circle of Zerthamon. Alright, let's take a look at the journal here. About Koreans who invade America. It's crazy. We're part of a revolution. That sounds cool. I don't know why Koreans would invade America, but seems slightly unlikely, but who cares, right? It's a game. Learn the ways of the art from Mebeth. Mebeth told me she would teach me the way of the art. She told me I'd have to perform some errands for her first. Presumably, once they're all complete, she'll teach me what she knows of the art. Find the herbs that Mebeth needs. Mebeth said she would teach me the way of the art, but she told me I'd have to perform some errands for her first. She gave me a black barbed seed and told me to find the fruit merchant in the Hive Market. She said he would have the herbs she needed. More Mebeth stuff in here. Met an old woman, Mebeth, midwife in Ragpicker Square. Seems a little addled. So does everyone else in this burg. Mebeth offered to cure my wounds for free. Might be a good idea to return to her every once in a while if I need healing. Mebeth told me there's a gate that leads to Farod's Kip somewhere in the square. She said I should ask one of the other collectors how I could find it. Mebeth told me to take a strange black seed to one of the fruit merchants at the Hive Market and get some herbs from him. She said the market is a few blocks south and east of her hut. Mebeth. Midwife. So that's what Mebeth looks like, huh? He's looking rough. In Sigil, midwives fill many roles. Sigil, midwives fill many roles. They act as repositories of knowledge, whether the subject be birthing a baby or the proper herbs to cure a fever. Some of them know even more, hiding magical knowledge behind a facade of grandmotherly wisdom. All of them should prove to be useful. Yay, midwives. Okay, we're out of here. What we're gonna do is go do these 2 quests. Oh yeah, so can he take these things and learn the spells? The answer is yes, he can. So let's look at his spell book. So now he's got armor. Destroyed by damage. Physical attacks shall be better thwarted as protection is granted to those who have none. Grants an armor class of 6 to the target. It's cumulative with dex, but nothing else. Spell lasts until the wearer sustains cumulative damage totaling more than 8 points. Plus 1 per level of the caster. That's shitty. That is not much damage it lets you sustain. Note that the armor does not absorb this damage. It only disintegrates after that much damage has been inflicted on it. And shield lasts 25 seconds per level. Summons a globe of force that protects the caster from physical attacks. When cast, a magical orb of protective energy arises and protects the recipient from attacks from all directions. Bestows an AC 3 against all attacks and plus 1 to saving throws for 25 seconds per level of the caster. What is this one? Oh, Submerge the Will is already, like, better than Shield. But it doesn't last as long. I don't know if armor is really worth it. Yes, it could be. I don't want to find out. I'm gonna quick save. Did I read what you said? Yeah, about Homefront, about Koreans invading America and all that. Yeah, I read it. Sounds awesome. Sounds cool. I want to check it out. What you should do, Brad, is you should when you stream, you should stream some PUBG first, play a few games of that or whatever, and then switch and play Homefront Invasion, whatever it's called. That way, you'll still, while I'm still streaming, you'll be streaming PlayerUnknown Battleground, and then when I stop streaming, you'll be streaming the other game, and I can come watch you. That's my plan for you, buddy. Now, do whatever you want, of course. Alright, so... I want to test something here. I want to test something. Let's see how armor works for us. How does one even... There's a button to rest, isn't there? Yeah. Must obtain permission. Oh, come on. She already said I could rest here. I come by sometimes, and I still host you sometimes. I'm just so bored of that game, man. I'm so bored of it. And now that he
Endure.
has that,
In enduring, grow strong.
he's got AC 2. Let's try casting it.
There cannot be two skies.
He's still got AC 2, so that benefits him not at all. But does it benefit more?
There cannot be two skies.
What?
No, it doesn't benefit more.
I hear your words.
What about him? He's got AC 2.
I will hear you. Insert the Mon's name.
It does benefit him quite a bit.
All right.
But is he going to be walking around glowing like that the whole time? Because frankly, that looks a little ridiculous.
Balance in all things. It is I.
6.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
I think we're just going to stick with Submerge the Will for now. You gonna go play some games? Alright. Have fun, Brad. See you a little bit later. I'll come by your stream. Hopefully watch you play some of that Homefront game. Take it easy. Alright, so we're done talking to Mebeth. We're gonna go find the herbs that Mebeth needs and also retrieve Porphyron's necklace. Those are the things that are on deck right now. So on deck. I should stash some stuff somewhere.
Done.
Bag pick a square. The hive.
I'm gone.
Have thugs. Drugs for thugs. Drugs for thugs. This is a little nickname we gave to Medline in prison. Medline is, they would call Medline like a couple times a day. And you'd go to Medline to get any medications that you were prescribed. Because they wouldn't just give the shit to you. Not like, oh, here you go. Here's a prescription for X medication. Here's a bottle of it. No, no. You had to go get your, you know, dose from the medical people every time. And it was called Medline. That's what the guards, you know, the COs on the radio or whatever, not the radio, but the loudspeaker thing. It'd be like, Medline, Medline. That's how they would say it. But we like to call it drugs for thugs, because that sounds a lot cooler. Alright, what we're doing now is going to none of these places. The part with the market, I don't know where the part with the market is. Let's Porphyron again. Oh, these assholes want to play, huh?
What's up?
Alright, I need a keybind for Litany of Curses. Stat. See, here's a litany of curses. I can actually put a keybind on it, but the problem is I don't have that much key real estate. I guess I can put it on F.
Done.
What a perfectly good waste of arms and legs, yeah?
I hear your words.
Your sheer ugliness stabs pain into my eyes. Damn it!
A lot of missing going on here.
Huh? Oh, you alley-bred dog. Did you see that?
Alright, nicely done. Nobody even took damage.
What?
Alright, Mort's gonna take that earring. Nameless one's gonna take that and that.
Come on in and sleep it off. Have a good one.
Another clot chime. I have two. Two. Alright. 755 coins left too, which is nice. I could actually go get a couple tattoos.
I'm gone.
Hey, cut it.
Alright, I need to
got
go.
a place for you to stay. Come inside. You live longer. We got warm beds in here, Cutter. Come on in.
This the part of town with the market? No. Must be southeast.
All right.
No, it's not. It's southwestern. Can I just fast travel to some of these places? No. The answer is no.
All right.
Hey, Cutter. I got a good place for you to stay. Come inside. You live longer.
I don't even think about it, hi, scum, dude.
Come on, Cutter. What are you afraid of? My girls will make you feel like a man.
Yeah, there's the market.
All right.
You can't afford to get cut off.
Which merchant do I need? Well, here's a merchant. Let's try him.
Sample herbs and spices that will dazzle the tongue.
That might be the guy. This older merchant has a worldly look to him. His deep voice is gentle but confident. That sounds nothing like what I just said. Ah, hello there. Are you ready to sample some of the most delectable treats from across the plains, my good man? What do you have? All manner of delicacies to delight your palate, my good man. Arborean fire seeds, garbar root, Elysian pears, crimson lotus petals, Bitopian shepherd's bread, shift spice from the chaos of limbo, and sea plums are what I have at the moment. Merely 5 coppers for a taste of anything you'd like. Well, we're gonna have quite a talk with this fellow about his delicious offerings. But that's got to be in our next episode. If you're watching the stream, don't go anywhere. I am not done playing. If you're watching on YouTube, this episode is now over. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition.